day 2. So rectangle is the choice, and even on yours, you put a rectangle. A rectangle, in order to be a rectangle, there are certain things you need. You need that the opposite sides are congruent, which on a square, opposite sides are congruent. That means it's the same amount. To be a rectangle, you need to have 4 right angles, which on a square, you do have 4 right angles. You will notice on this rectangle, these two sides are the same length, and these two sides are the same length, but they're different than each other. Well, on a square, it just so happens that all 4 sides are the same amount, but still, it meets the rule for rectangle, which is opposite sides are congruent. You got your 4 right angles, and technically, opposite sides are parallel. This is how you do parallel in geometry. And for a square, they are also parallel. So basically, a square is a special rectangle, the kind of rectangle that all the sides happen to be the same amount. So this guy, I'll put square because I know on yours it has square, even though clearly on mine it's not a square. Anybody know the Q name for this shape? The Q name?
Quadrilateral.
Thank you. Quad is a 4. Oh, you did look at it? Yeah, what's the name? Oh, then he's smarter than all of us, so we'll usually just back up.
All 18.
Yeah, I know. We're editing it. Top part, I'm just going to do this part just because it's old school algebra. Here it comes. To solve for x the way I do it, and I have a degree in math, so you choose my way, you choose the official way. I'm going to put all the letters on the left, all the numbers on the right. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just pick up this x, and when I drop him off, I'm going to put him at the end of what was already there. Hey, happy group, too happy. This guy over here, the 4, I'm going to put him on the other side. Here's what it looks like. The stuff that was already there, I write in black. X, the minus x was already here. The new x, I'm going to put him in green. I'm not going to put the sign on him yet. The 22 was already there. The minus 22 or negative 22. The 4 I dropped on the other side. I'm going to put him in green. This is how I solve equations. If you do solve equations well, then you do it the official way. Okay, I'm cool with that. Do it how you do. So right now all I did was I took this x, dropped it on this side. I took this 4, threw them over there. That way all the regular numbers, also called constants, are on one side, and all the x's on this side. For those who can solve equations good, take a moment just to watch, but you don't have to do anything. Here's a rule. When you move something over, it has to be the same letter, but the opposite side. He was a positive x, he's a negative x. When you move the 4, he was a positive 4, he's a negative 4. That's the only rule you have to remember when you do it this way. At this point, I'm going to subtract some x's. Subtract, some negatives. Oh, some of you are like, oh shoot, I have no idea how to do negative 22 minus 4. Some of you are like, yeah, it's obvious, duh. Don't say it out loud because you really don't know it. I'll do this side. Here we go. I'll ask the question out loud. If I had 3 x's, I took away one of those x's, how many x's would I have left? I'll ask it again slow. And even though I see a finger, you can say it out loud. If I had 3 x's, and I took away one of the x's, how many x's would I have? 2. If I took one more x away, how many x's would I have? 1. Yeah. And that's what this question really says. 3 minus 1 gives me just, I'll put the 1 in front of the x, though you never put a 1 in front of a letter, because 1 times anything is just that thing itself, so I'm going to erase it. If you're good in math, I do apologize. If anything is simple in my class, I'm like, dang, I learned that in 6th grade. Shoot. Okay. Sorry. Just be happy, like you're better than most of us. How about that? Some people in here still don't know their timetables extra good. I'm not going to say who. But every class has someone who's like, yeah, I got a bad memory. I can't remember my 7s. Which is fine. Here we go. Tough question on this 22 thing. Oops. Let's see if you can put that back. Equal sign. I'll just ask it. Hey, anybody know what negative 22 minus 4 equals? Negative 26. I don't know how to say it to people. I don't know. This problem is done. When all the letters are on one side and all the numbers on the other, that's how you know you solve it. X is what is the official name of X in this problem? So it's the letter S. It is the solution. When you solve an equation, you have found the solution. The reason I try and do vocabulary, half the reason math is hard for you, if math is hard for you, is the vocabulary. They say, please find the solution of this equation. You're like, what do you want me to do? So to find a solution means to solve it. To solve it means to get all the letters on one side and numbers on the other. Yes, what you got? All right, write that down. In grade school, you may have learned about these shapes. However, we are older now, and therefore we'll be a little more precise. Do this. Choose on each row one shape that you either is one that you generally don't use, or you would. I want to say choose your favorite. I want to choose one that's important to you. Choose one that if kids have to learn, you say this is the only one that they should learn. Somehow, I just want you to choose one above the others. Why? I'm not sure which reason. So I'm going to choose my favorite one, or the one that I think, if I were teaching my son, I would teach him this one because I know he would get the other ones from school. So if I was teaching my son one, I would circle this one. You can choose the oval as your favorite because maybe your little brother's head is shaped like an oval. You can choose it for whatever reason, but choose whichever one you want. Your circle one. You just got to choose one above the other. Second row, I'm going to choose one that if I were turned into one of these polygons, polygon is just a shape that has flat sides that connect at the end of each line, and it has a close end. So it has to be closed. It can't be. This is not a polygon. It has to close to be a polygon. Which one of these polygons I would want to be turned into? If I were turned into a polygon, you choose the same thing. He's so famous, but then people die inside of this guy. Bees make this one like instinctually, like this. How they build a little home. This guy, no, he's not even. Boom, I'm going with the bees. So bees, when they build their hives, and I don't even know how they do it, they make them into hexagons. And then let's see if I can get down to the last row. On your paper, each one of these, each row is going to be marked. Are you having my marks? No, they're not being my mark. You can choose your own. Like you may want to be a triangle for one reason or another. Oh, back one on this row. Choose one of the top three that you want to be or that you like. I'm going to choose a sphere because it's hard to say. It's not a sphere. This is the SF sound. Sphere. Which is just a ball. And then finally, down here, what would I choose? Sure, I'll choose a cone because kids like them. They like eating ice cream, shaved ice cream cones. All right. Mark those. One that if it's a video game, it's a math game, but when it's hardcore math, we got to kill one of the shapes on Houston line. Which one we kill? Sorry, pyramid, you're nothing to me. Whack, whack, gone. Yeah, cylinder. Sodas make me sick. Yeah, gone. No, sorry, triangle. Triangle, so yesterday. Let's find out what's the next one. Don't cross them out then. Don't cross them out.
I think you should take a rectangle. Everything should be square.
Boom.
Square looks like a rectangle.
I'm getting rid of rectangle though. I don't know if I've been influenced by you.
I like oval.
Gone. Yeah. So this is Math GTA. It'll be GTO. I don't know what the O stands for, but I get suited with Math GTA. All right, here we go. One day I'll give you a piece of paper and you'll have to put all the shapes that have three sides below one category, sort of like they did here. Or not. All right. Nothing? All right. So, basically you have to have a general category. In other words, animal kingdom, we belong to it by scientist standards. They're the vertebrates, those who have backbones. Invertebrates, those without backbones. So when you do your shapes, you have to put categories on them, and you have to drop it down here. Fish, we belong to that. What do you got here? Amphibians. I didn't even know little frogs had like a little backbone. You could like, if you're like a little wrestler, you could be like, you're saying if you're like wrestling. If you're wrestling, you don't know. Watch. All right, and then you would win. You got reptiles and crocodiles. There was one at this church. They had it in the mouth wrapped. Oh, it's a small one or whatever, but you can touch the back to feel like, wow. But they had the mouth wrapped. That was cool. Mammals, that's us. We got backbones, and of course, birds have little backbones as well. Invertebrates. I don't know if that's Sidarians, the N, or the Nidarians and the C is silent. But apparently a jellyfish is one of these things that has the letters C and N together that I don't know how to say. I know, I'm putting them down. Try to talk. Worms, got it. Millipedes, which is a video game that they made up for centipedes, which is a video game. Arachnids, officially are spiders. They're not insects. For those who've never heard, there are arthropods. There's a special name for them. Yeah, that would be it. Crustaceans. You got lobsters. You got little what's the little other thing? Not the shrimp. I thought shrimp or shellfish. Oh, by the way, shrimp. Lobsters. I used to think they were red. Turns out, insects and mollusks, which are their own group. All right, I'm moving. Let's imagine you're out there. You hear it come. Yeah, let's say you're there, and then of course you're driving. You're supposed to pull over to the right. Those are the rules. If you just keep driving, I think you can get a ticket or knocked off the road. So you pull over to the right because you're leaving space for the entire road for the emergency vehicles to get through. And behind you, you need to know what's coming up behind you. It turns out, of course, when you look in a mirror, things are reversed. Someone said it's mirror image, but you generally don't use the definition of a word in the word, but it turns it around so that to write it backwards on the trucks and look at it next time you see one, so that when you're behind, they know it's an ambulance. But what else would they think it is? What else do you think it's a machine? Like a dude driving with his name Sally on the truck, whatever. So, all right, so record that. Look at the picture, mark it.
Easily.
Would. And we could not, write it down please, be able to read it easily. Now we're not quite sure why there are not key vocabulary words on this page. Please highlight isometric. That way you can be smarter than your friends at home. ISO, I'm underlining the ISO, which means the same. Metric usually means to measure. In this case, isometric is what you are every time you come in and out of this room. Every time that you go home and get a ride home, you are isometric. Isometric just means no matter how you move, your size doesn't change. So the first arrow that got flipped over to be the image, the star that got slid up, and even the heart that was broken. I would tell you a broken heart story, but I just don't have time. Let's just say there's no need to break up with people a week before graduation from college. Like, what is that going to do? It's just going to make us sad before graduation. Why don't you just break up after graduation? That way we can all be happy together. And then we're gonna be separated anyway. Now you got everybody like, hey, where'd you go? Oh, I don't know, I didn't see her.
You okay?
Well, I know.
Are you gonna cry?
Not this moment. 6 months after, those sisters said, where is, like, no, we don't say her name. We don't say her name. After 6 months, then okay.
Did this really happen?
I can't tell. All right, here we go. Here we go. Reflection. Put a line of symmetry, LOS. Los. With reflection, the big deal, and an isometric transformation. Transformation is to change it. It's pointed this way, you flip it that way. Notice this. The points have to be the same distance away from the line of symmetry. If you have two different color highlighters, and you don't need them, you can mark that. If you ever see Janelle Bates around, and she has a new last name, but just tell her, yeah, I know what you did. And I know you're sorry. You cry about it every night. Right. But you shouldn't have done it. Right, Janelle. Really? You can't wait 1 week? Dang. All right, here it goes. All right, so it's mix it. All right, translation, you're just going to slide it. If you have something you slide it down in your desk, like your paper, you're translating all the time. Reflection, the keyword is flip it. For those who know that song by BBD, Velvet DeVoe, they used to be New Edition and they broke up by themselves. That one song, after that girl's poison, slap and flip it, rub it down. Oh no, nothing? All right, that's old school. Do me a favor with your highlighter, do circle the FL in reflect for flip. Please circle the SL in translation for slide. And rotation, I don't think needs one, but you just rotate. No, there's no special word for rotate. Click. Ooh, that's my word. I just made that up. Click. Yeah, what click you belong to, fool? Yeah, like that. I just mean gang. If I needed to be, I grew up in LA, so you gotta be like hard like that. Like, yeah. Yeah, I'm small, but don't I will.
What are you gonna do?
Nothing. All right, go. All right, but they don't know that. They don't know if I'm crazy or not. All right, that's an indicator. Like, yeah, that's coming up. This is what they want you to know. Why they want you to know it doesn't matter, but they do want you to know. Here it comes. We're going to use academic language to describe how we know that the picture has been reflected over the line of symmetry. So they have mirror line. Put LOS. It's like LOL. Yeah, I used that last night on a text. I bet it's just for old people now, and young people have moved on to something else. But I use LOL. All right, here's the deal. Reflection. Do you have a question? In order to be reflection, the points are perpendicular. Please underline perpendicular to the LOS. What do you mean perpendicular? That means that it is 90 degrees. Here's the LOS. I'm going to make mine red. If you can highlight yours, that'd be sweet. But this is a public school, you guys should be in a class, but it's not public school, so just walk around. All right, here to be perpendicular, I know. To be perpendicular, you have to have this little square. Put the little square. Perpendicular means you're a 90-degree angle. That's how we say 90 degrees. I'm going to put a 90 degree over here. Boom. It is now perpendicular. You stuff in real life like a, hey mom, did you notice that the door is perpendicular to the ground? Shut up. Yeah, but no, I learned that at school. Hey, the windows, look at that. The two sides of the window, they meet at a 90-degree angle. I can't believe they're perpendicular. Yeah. You'd say something like that, and they're like, wow, you are so smart. Yeah. All right, I'm saying to say it. All right, here comes the second piece that you need to know. This is the academic language that you're going to use on the very last page, the very last question. They're giving you the answer now, and I'm telling it to you that it's coming up. So here comes the second part. In order to be reflection, the lines have to be perpendicular to this point. When I draw a line straight from it to the other point, they have to make a plus sign, which is what it means to be perpendicular. The other thing you need, they need to be equidistant. Ooh, use that. Hey, mama, look at this. My hands are equidistant from each other. Yeah, I say joke like that. Put the fork in the knife down on opposite sides of the plate. Look at that, mama. The fork. And you can even say it in different language. Mira mama. How do you say fork? Tenedor and knife? Cuchillo, that's too hard. All right, mira mamá, la tenedor y la cuchilla está equidistant from la plata. Plata? Plato. Plato. And they're like, en vergüenza. Yeah, here we go. Or you can say like my mom said, let's get out, fuera mosca. All right, here's the deal. To be equidistant means you're the same distance from the LOS rather. So what does that mean? And how do you show it? You say that Q is 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks from the top. Therefore, Q1, also known as Q prime, has to be 1, 2, 3, 4 from the bottom. Mark it if you can. I'm going to do it again with P. In order for P to be equidistant, and therefore it be a reflection, it has to be, if you're 1, 2, 3 from the top, you have to pass up that line of symmetry. 1, 2, 3. 3 for you, 3 for me, 4 for you, 4 for me. Some images, words and the reflection. You tried to rewrite this, reflect it. How would you do it? There's the image. You probably try and go like this, about the same distance away. It doesn't have to be super, but this is what you're doing. Let me give you about a minute or so to try it. Sorry you didn't get to see me write it, but I did. Before I see, say it again?
LOS. Perpendicular.
Right. Step 1, it has to be perp to the LOS. Perp to the LOS. What's the second one? Say it again. To the equidistant, if you know how to spell it. Equidistant to the LOS. Almost in 2 minutes we're going to go. Last thing I think to write. Let's do some goodbye music.